Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tengu Drop here for the Drop Pod. This is episode 8, and we're doing a special episode this week, or this month, I should say. We're celebrating our 3rd anniversary, I guess, as Tengu Drop. Or birthday, I guess, is better. Anniversary sounds kind of weird, I guess.
When you say 3rd anniversary, it's very weird because it's actually only been 2 years.
Oh, yeah, it's been 2 years, but we're heading into year 3, I guess, is the best way to say that. But I guess this episode we're just going to be reflecting on the happenings of this past year. I guess, maybe talk about maybe things we enjoyed, learned, dreaded, I don't know. And then we'll talk about, what you guys can expect in year 3, because year 3 is going to be a big one. So first off, this year, I got to say, I think this year was a pretty great step forward. We obviously didn't become big or anything, but I think my main goal for year 2 was to maintain and just improve, and I feel like we really did that. We we stuck to our guns, we made some improvements, we made some changes over the year, and I think it worked out pretty well. And
we've pretty much got we've got the schedule down now, the routine. I mean, I feel like we've always had that though, But man, I think it's definitely been good in terms of quality and kind of growing as a channel as well. But yeah, I'd say it's been a pretty good year too.
I feel like this year I finally sort of became okay with whatever personality I'm putting out there. I kind of feel more comfortable with doing the commentary thing and feeling myself and trying not to. Well, that sounded weird. Oh, the cops are coming for that one.
It's actually funny. We should actually talk about this because there's always sirens on your side. How many videos have we edited with sirens?
Well, that's the funny thing. Solo videos, I get to edit them out, but I can't edit them out of multiplayer videos. Yeah. But yeah. I guess if anyone doesn't know, I live in a pretty ghetto place, so there's always sirens going off and always things happening. So
this is we need to start doing a competition, right? Because because in Keaton's videos you'll hear a siren occasionally, and if you listen to my videos, there's a fucking ice cream truck that drives past my house, blaring out this ice cream, the ice cream truck songs.
Yeah.
Playing, it's if you go back and listen to some of my videos, I promise you can hear it. But I try and record around it now. But sometimes, occasionally, I will forget, and I'm recording, and it's the same time every day of the week, so I know what time it comes. So I know not to record on that time. But there's a little bit of insight, I guess.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny to see a compilation of all the background noises that end up in our videos. The worst are always the ones where you're talking and then the sound effects come through and you're like, well, I can't edit that out. Might as well either stop and have an awkward cut or keep rolling with it.
Or talk louder, hoping, start shooting things and say if you're playing a game, just try and do something loud in the game so it kind of drowns it out. But,
boy, that was a really great thing that just happened.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I do it. I just raise my voice and kind of hope that it is, But other than that, I'd say we're pretty good. But we've done pretty well, I'd say, in terms of maintaining, with you, the nuclear throne videos. They're pretty much out every week, every day of the week.
Yeah. I would say that even yourself, I think this year was more your year because the Talos Principle came out and it just blew up for the channel.
I kind of started to think that was less than a year ago. It was obviously the end of last year, but yeah, man. Yeah, the Talos Principle has been easily the most successful thing on the channel, other than Nuclear Throne, I'd say. And it's I don't know, man. It's really nice, and it's kind of, I don't know how do I word this. I've worded things like this in the past and got shit for it, but I'm pretty honoured to have that be the most viewed game, because it's actually become one of my favourite games ever. So it's really nice that it's a game that I enjoy, that got so much attention and I love. You know what I mean? What more can you ask for? That's really cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, as a content creator, it's always great when something you enjoy making gets a nice bit of feedback and people want to see more, so
and then sometimes
you're not having to drag yourself through a video just because it's popular.
I mean, I don't think I'd do that anyway, but Obviously, if people want it, you probably will try and get it out. But that's not always. Sometimes the videos you don't really expect to do well, do well, and that's where it gets funny. You just ask yourself, wow, who's watching this? Wasn't Lattale this year? I can't even remember.
No, Lattale was last year. But yeah, no, we always wonder why some videos get popular. Like, again, Toothy Alien Vagina, Viscera Cleanup.
Yeah, one of the most viewed videos on the channel.
Yeah, it's just us shooting the breeze, cleaning up some corpses and stuff, but that got popular for some reason.
It must be the title. It must be.
I think it's the toothy vaginas. Like, people want to see toothy vaginas.
I think it might be a fetish. Like, people are Googling toothy vagina in our videos. Is that still the first thing that comes up when you Google toothy alien?
It's been a while, but I remember one time I searched for Viscera Cleanup and Toothy Alien Vagina was up there, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, just search the game and that's the first video that shows up. I feel sorry for the devs, that's the video, kind of.
Well, it's a weird title, but it's not like we poop on the game.
I mean, in
fact, that's actually pretty a funny game where we try to force feed some kind of Sarlacc monster for like 20 minutes.
I mean, we do occasionally get like at least a comment every fortnight commenting on that video, telling us that we need to do this, not realizing we've got a playlist of like 9 other Viscera videos in it. But
my favorite are the ones that are like backseat gaming you or like getting angry at you. Use the shovel.
Come
it's
on,
like,
bro. Yeah, we know we've played the game since, but I guess that's just review in general. So.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I think I mentioned this last year, but like when I'm just commentating, usually it's just me, just diarrhea mouth. Whatever comes to mind, I'm usually just spitting it out.
Yeah.
Mostly because I just can't shut up when I'm playing. But it's always weird how I'll just say something off, like just whatever, and then someone will leave a comment either offended or like have a response to it, and I have to go back in the video and be like, did I say that? Oh, I guess I did. Okay, well, I didn't mean anything, but if you're offended, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Luckily,
Yeah.
I'm pretty aware. Like, I don't ever say anything like too offensive, I guess. But I don't think I've ever had to edit. I think there might have been one occasion where I've had to edit something out, which I'm like, I don't know. I can't remember what it was, so don't ask me. But it was probably something that I didn't really want to have on the channel. And if you notice, I'm the one who actually just swears in like all my videos. Keaton is more of like the PGU kind of.
Well, you say that, but like I was gonna say, like I was gonna follow that up by like saying there are some things that I've actually cut out of Nuclear Thermal Roulette because I knew that either I would have to try and Photoshop a safe for work version of whatever the hell I was talking about, or I just had to remove it because that was just way too.
Yeah, there's not a lot I edit out. There's not a lot. But there are things I will edit out if it gets too gross, I guess. I mean, probably like borderline, like racist / any of the ist kind of things. I'll probably cut out. But
well, it's usually things that you think, oh, this will be a funny thing to say, and then you say it, you're like,
yeah,
that didn't go as I thought it would, or something, like, or that could be misconstrued as the wrong way.
Yeah, pretty much. What would you say some of the our favorite videos this year were?
Man, there was a lot. I don't know, anything that really made me laugh. Really, I think the most impactful thing that I did this year was probably evolving some of the shows that I've been doing, for years on the channel, like all the evolutions of the Tengu Drop recap. It's gone through like so many iterations, and then the evolution of Nuclear Throne from being just basic let's plays to being in a full production now. And it's I would definitely say that evolving from just being the basic run-of-the-mill sort of person who just hits record and plays to someone who takes the content and tries to build it into something more entertaining or whatever.
I really think those are like our
really
most successful videos. Not even in terms of views, but in terms of what I think it kind of sums us up the best. Like the videos with a lot of editing where we kind of just inject our own humor and just stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I really like the like if you've not seen them, I really enjoyed like a few of the like late Left 4 Dead videos we did, where we was kind of editing stuff into those. I think there was that one in particular where we didn't even start the game and we literally just.
The Titanic fell. That was a good video.
Yeah. And I edited that one. I had a lot of fun. Like I think editing is like the most fun part. And I don't know, man. I need to step up my editing game because there's not really a game I have which is like your nuclear throne, you know what I mean? I think I need something like that. Most of the time it's basically just me playing the games and just chatting shit, so
yeah,
I kind of want to step back from that a little bit and start getting a little bit more creative, because I feel that's where we shine the most.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe you guys listening don't agree, but I don't know, let us know what you want to hear. But I would like to get into more editing, and hopefully I can find a game which it kind of suits you. I think that's the thing. I don't want to do it for the sake of it. I want to do it on something that really suits like the play style or the game I'm playing. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely want to make sure that the production meets the matches the actual game. Yeah. You don't want to be making fart jokes over a very depressing game or something. I play a lot of puzzle games and a lot of like serious games in quotes, I guess you could say. So it's a bit hard sometimes, but I do like doing the serious videos as well. You know, don't get me wrong. I do. You know, I'll just play the games and just talk about them. Like Submerge, you know what I mean? That's not really a title I used to make jokes on, but we did actually push out a video for that. Yeah. That was a bit of fun. So I'm glad there were a few people who got the joke on that. I think it might have gone over a lot of people's heads because I don't actually know how many people know what girls just want to have fun. I don't know if a lot of people know that song.
Sure, they must. It's a classic.
Learn your music history, kids. But yeah, it's been an interesting year. I think that, you know, we did maintain, but we also evolved to try new things. And, you know, that was something that we were talking about last year, you know, going forward into the second year. Like, we wanted to try new things. And, you know, I think we really accomplished that to a certain extent. And I got to be honest, I've kind of enjoyed it a lot more than just doing the run-of-the-mill stuff. Although the run-of-the-mill stuff definitely works. I do like that I've been able to sort of not compress, but I guess consolidate like the best of my sessions into much easier to digest.
Yeah, because
bits.
In the first year, a lot of our videos were like 50 minutes, 60 minutes long.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's fine. We actually enjoyed doing that at the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people by then used to like send us messages saying, oh, you know, you need to make shorter videos and stuff. And we was always like, well, you know, we're like making a longer content. And
well, to be honest, I would definitely like to keep the whole 40, 50
we still
minute.
do those. Yeah, go and watch any of the like our first impressions, or like where we're doing straight playthroughs, and you know I regularly touch like 50. I think, you know, even the Talos Principle, you know, they're straight playthroughs. So those videos were like touching 90 minutes in cases. So
yeah,
you know, there's definitely a lot of long form stuff on there. Long plays, is that what they call them these days on the YouTubes?
Probably. That would be a good buzzword.
Long plays is a word. Yeah, it does exist. But yeah,
so I mean, you know, I think definitely moving forward we're going to keep that up, but you know, I guess maybe we'll just jump into what you can expect in year 3. So year 3 is a big one for us, and we are definitely going to continue the evolution of trying more production work and everything. And I guess the best way, we'll start it off by saying the schedule of that we've been running will slightly change a bit, starting this coming Monday. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday will be solo videos from Joe, and Tuesday, Thursdays will still be solo videos from myself, and Thursdays will still be Nuclear Throne, but we will be moving all of the multiplayer stuff to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the multiplayer video that showed up on Wednesdays will now show up on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday will still be multiplayer videos. Now, as we progress into the year, we will be injecting a new production or a new show, so to speak, into the schedule once in a while. It'll probably be on the multiplayer videos, but you know, who knows? You know, it's still very up in the air.
Just look out. I mean, we might actually be testing new videos in the schedule, like leading up to when we kind of fully roll them out, if that makes sense. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's like we already wrote out a couple of new show concepts. The first one was I guess what we're gonna call for now, Game and Watch.
Yeah, we ain't got a name for it. It's in production.
Yeah,
if you could. Where I play games.
It was Joe plays the games, and
actually,
I watched, and like, we both commentated.
Yeah, we both commentate basically, but only one of us plays the games. It's very, you know, it's just basically what you'd see on one of our solo playthroughs, except the other guy is there and they're kind of commenting along, and it's actually a lot more fun. We actually had loads of fun just doing that last time. It was on the Doorways, Mountains of Flesh, First Impressions.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to do more of that. Yeah. It kind of feels like a let's play and like a let's watch, like a mystery science theater or something, but nowhere near as witty.
It's funny when I start playing games that Keaton has no idea what they are, maybe from like 1992 on like some kind of recluse console that he never played. But you know, it's just a lot we can do with it, and it should be a lot of fun when we do a few more of this.
And then the other new concept show that we are probably going to do more of is was what's called Mind Games, which is Minecraft mini games done on the Hypixel server. And you know, those are just examples of like, I shared a list with Joe a few weeks back just of either concept shows or shows that are currently in development, and it is a laundry list. Like, there are a ton of shows that we have planned. And what's actually interesting is, and hate to call you out on this, Joe, but Joe actually jumped the gun on this because over the last couple months I've been really working on the new assets for year 3, and that includes like the new intro that Joe has used this week. So if you haven't watched Joe's videos, or if you watch Joe's videos, you're gonna be like, huh, that's a new intro. Yeah, that will be our year 3 intro. But alongside that, I'm really investing in custom assets specifically made for Tengu Drop. So, you know, things like Mind Games has its own logos, has its own presentation, and hopefully, you know, we will be able to really give each production that we invest in its own identity, but still being part of the Tengu Drop brand, quote unquote brand, I guess.
I think, it's just a case of kind of labeling each kind of series with its own name.
Yeah. For anyone worried, I don't think we're definitely going to move away from like the pure Let's Play formula.
That's how I do it. So.
Yeah, it's just that we want to expand beyond just being your typical Let's Play channel.
Yeah.
So really, that's I guess more of our focus is we want to take what we're doing here more seriously. You know, not necessarily to, you know, suddenly trying to be the next PewDiePie or anything, but just, you know, to make our videos different and something worth watching. You know, something you can't get anywhere else. Like, I would say, for example, and this is no disrespect to any other content creator out there, but I would say that something that really encouraged me personally to want to really, you know, go forth with this was the change in Nuclear Thrones content. I felt that I had really hit a point, you know, with playing that game week in and week out, that A, the game was getting harder, and B, people were getting better, and I was not able to be the best. So I figured I have to compensate some way. Why not make it an entertaining video instead of trying to be the best, you know? So the switch to Nuclear Thrones roulette format was to really turn it on its head and be like, okay, I'm obviously not going to win. How can I make that funny? You know, rather than, obviously I'm going to do well. How can I make this impressive? Instead of that, you know? So, and what's interesting is that change actually made the series more watchable according to our data, you know, based on views and everything. So people like to watch us, but, you know, they might want something new out of, you know, their viewing experience. So I think that's really what's spearheading us to try new things, you know, definitely make it more of a experience for you guys, you know.
There's something I do want to do for like this. I've kind of been wanting to do it for a while, but it's like I just want to play more old games. I know we do it occasionally, and I've done it kind of like a few times. But you know, I really like dig playing the retro games, and I think the videos are like a lot of fun to watch as well as make. So I do want to kind of do more of those, and you know, it's not really set as a series or anything, but it is something I consciously want to do more of. Because I've got so many games I want to play. Yeah, I need to give them a home on the Tengu Drop channel. You know, it's like it's finding time sometimes because there's so many games we cover. You know, a lot of new games are coming out, and you know, there's all the early access games, there's the big games, there's just so much. And because I've only got 2 videos a week, and then sometimes you have to kind of factor into like new releases into that as well. It's kind of hard to find time to play like retro games sometimes. So you know, we'll see what happens. But I do want to play more of those, so that would be nice, especially because we've got a kick-ass intro.
Well, you know, that's the interesting thing is like, you know, you're mentioning like new games and everything. Yeah, it is pretty crazy that we were able to find some generous developers out there and publishers who actually would give us the time of day, and you know, it's been really cool. I just gotta say shout outs to Rami Ismail's Do Distribute actually it's just distribute, but
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the distribute system has made it so much easier to not only keep track of like newer games, but actually getting in contact with them. Because I swear to God, sometimes like I will go to a developer's page and it'll be like a Blogspot account, and I'm like, you've got no contact information, you know.
Right.
I would love to cover your game for our channel, but I don't know how to get in contact with you. And you know, things like distribute really made it easier, and it's really been cool that, you know, so many indie devs have you know, said, you know, check out our game,
check it out. Yeah,
especially Doorways. Like the Doorways devs got in contact with us and was like, hey, you know, you want to check out our game, we'll even give you a key or two to give away. So
yeah,
you know, that was the first time a dev really came to us and said, hey, you know, we like what you're doing, we want to, you know, do something together, you know.
Yeah,
and it wasn't sponsored or anything, but it was just, you know, the dev reaching out and saying, hey, you know, we want to show your community some love.
Yeah, so that is literally the first developer who's ever actually gave us the opportunity to like give away keys. And we didn't really do it in a way where we kind of like you know, it's like exposed the fact that, oh fuck, giveaway, fucking woo woo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We kind of just wanted to roll it out in a really sort of way, just for like the dedicated viewers of a channel who'd kind of watch the videos or watch every video, because there are a few of our viewers who kind of, you know, who comment on our videos. You know, when we see like the same guys like commenting on multiple videos, it's really rewarding to see and to know that you know, we have dedicated viewers who kind of like will watch anything, and that's really cool to see, man. I love that.
Yeah. So shout outs to you. You know who you are out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're listening.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm sure you are. But yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there is a lot to look forward to in the upcoming year. Do give us time to actually get into it, though, because, you know, this is a new thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just only now finding time to finally do some of the stuff that I wanted to, because, you know, I've been so preoccupied with the with the stuff. So,
well, you know, we've talked about the past, right? We've, like, talked about what year 3 has. I kind of want to talk about some of, like, the worst moments of this past year in our closing moments.
You want to end on the worst
stuff?
stuff? Oh,
like
okay.
The funny, stupid, most like dumbest stuff that's happened this year on the channel. And
what about all the dumb technical difficulties we had this year?
Oh, that's so many. Man. I'll tell you something, the amount of times I've recorded, in fact, there's actually a new one. It happened last week. I was recording Mini Metro, recorded an amazing 50-minute game, right? It has a new audio update. It was a pretty big video, right?
Yeah.
The soundtrack is done by a Disaster Piece. Big update. Mm-hmm. You know how long Mini Metros has been around? It's been a staple of the channel for a long time.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
The early alpha. It's really important that I capture the audio in this game on the audio update. I did so well. I was so happy. Came to check the recorded footage. The fucking audio did not record for the game. Recording the game is not a problem, but doing 50 minutes commentary on Mini Metro, it's hard work, because I've got to fill that 50 minutes with actual kind of commentary. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of technical.
Yeah, those are always the worst, when you're like, you've done a really great recording, and then you go look at the footage, and either it didn't record properly, or it didn't record at all, or like the video is corrupted, and you're like, kill me.
Yeah,
just take me now.
Yeah, I've had so many issues with recording software and rendering it, and it becoming out of sync because of the way it was recorded with the software. The worst one is always when your commentary doesn't record. That is the worst, man.
Yeah.
That is easily the worst.
I've had some weird issues where like my mic will glitch out, where like I'll get a weird buzz on my mic, or the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me is I'd be recording audio, and for some reason the audio would reset itself when I'm live recording. So I'm recording like 5 seconds of audio, and then it just goes back to the front, just recorded 5 seconds, went back.
Yeah.
It's just like,
well,
you can never prepare for those kind of things.
Yeah, so much. We're talking about those is like, we could do that all day, I guess. Talk about the technical reasons. But yeah, some of the stupidest things, for some reason, the guys who made the Escapists decided to release a map editor on April Fool's Day. On April the 1st, not even April Fool's Day, let's just say April the 1st, right? That's when it's launched. So pretty much, I get a comment at least once a week saying, is this an April Fool's joke? No! The video was fucking posted on April 1st because that's when it was released. It's out! Go and check the Steam page!
I like the ones that claim that you made a hoax video, like Like you have the technical know-how to create an application.
The map editor is like fake.
A map editor. Yeah.
Like,
those are the weird ones.
Like, why are you checking an escapist map editor video if you don't know the game exists? Like,
I guess you know what? I guess on one hand you can pride yourself on apparently just based on your voice and the video, apparently you give off the vibe that you are capable of creating a map editor for the escapist out of thin air, and
apparently
you're to be trusted with that.
Yeah, there you go. But what can you do? I'm never releasing a video on April the 1st again. That is sincere. I've actually just started going along with it now. In the comments when people come along, is this an April Fool's joke? Yeah, you got me. It is.
Yeah.
But
yeah, trolley comments are always part of the YouTube life.
But for the most part, our comments are always pretty awesome, and we do get the occasional dick. But I guess everybody on YouTube does, so it wouldn't be a YouTube channel without it. So hi guys.
Yeah, I'm just glad people comment and watch it all. So that's still my whole mentality. Really, is just thank you to everyone who keeps watching and supporting the channel, because we probably wouldn't still be doing this without you. So we appreciate you guys sticking around and doing what you guys do.
Exactly. So I would like to promise more live streams. Again, it's always down when you're doing kind of YouTube videos every day and you've got work and stuff. Finding time for live streams, it can be a little difficult. It's not because I don't want to do it, it's because I just don't have time. But I feel like I need to maybe just set up one day a week or something, just get a schedule of it a little bit, because there's no schedule at the minute, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that too, is I can actually live stream now because my upload speed isn't complete crap. But yeah, just like you, I don't have time to live stream, but I definitely want to do live streams more.
Both live stream, dude. That would be awesome, because it would mean that we can maybe do more than one a week or whatever. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
definitely. And I'm not gonna say we're gonna check out YouTube streaming. I've not read good things about it in its preliminary stages.
I think we're gonna stick with Twitch for now until YouTube can sort itself out. Okay, I guess we'll just talk about it now. The biggest thing that really deters me from YouTube streaming is the content ID is still
I read about
an active thing.
It actually happens whilst you're streaming now.
Yeah. Yep.
Insane.
The content ID can actually take down your stream while you're streaming because of a content.
Can you believe that?
A content ID troll can get a live stream taken down.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
So,
but yeah. But I'm really excited to get I guess I want to call it a more uniform set of videos coming out of Tengu Drop in this next year. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I expect more kind of more series-based stuff, probably more creative stuff, and you can still expect all of the awesome kind of Let's Plays we do, or kind of first impressions, or just I don't even like to call it Let's Plays, man. Just always chatting shit and playing games. That's what I do. So
yeah, we're definitely going to be doing Viscera a lot more often than we used to. That is definitely something else to look forward to. And for those of you who haven't been watching them, you probably don't really care, but the Tengu Drop recap has finished up. It was 2 years going and finally wrapped it up. But the good news is, with the time that I used to spend putting together the recaps, I now have time to record more content, so that's always good.
So yeah, everything's just gonna get better, basically, hopefully. And
I'm really excited about year 3 because there's so much that we have. Literally, there are lists of things. Trust me, guys, there are lists of things that we want to get to.
We know this is just a hobby. We take it pretty seriously. I like to be as I guess I'm a big stickler for quality, and I try and be professional, even though obviously I kind of maybe my commentary is not what you'd call, it depends what you class as professional, but in terms of how we run the channel, I like to think we're pretty professional about it, and hopefully we can continue doing that and maybe even improve, but we'll see. I'm excited.
So I guess with that, we'll leave it there. That was a nice look back at the year 2 of Tengu Drop. And a nice preview of things to come. Definitely stay tuned because we have a lot more to come.
Yeah, so much.
And be sure to keep up with everything. Yeah. Because I don't get to say that to you every week anymore. So
exactly.
And once again, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who watches our content, comments, and shares our videos and everything. You guys are amazing people. And thank you for continuing to support us. We wouldn't be here without you, so thank
Definitely.
you.
Every viewer, they get the most thanks. We really appreciate everybody who watches, who leaves comments, who gives the thumbs up, because we're not really the kind of guys to kind of ask for like subscribers or like thumbs up and all that stuff. So, when you do it, it does mean a lot, because it really helps out the channel. And thanks to all the devs as well, who's like really been supportive of Tengu Drop this year. It's really awesome to see like working with devs and having devs who want us to play their games. That's like the most awesome feeling ever. So, yep.
Yeah. By the way, you bring up a nice thing that I forgot to mention. We want to get better at social media.
Right.
We are really bad at it.
I think we're going to actually I kind of just want to wipe out of Facebook, because at the moment Facebook is literally just like whatever we tweet will get posted to Facebook.
Well, here's the thing. Instead of trying to delete social media, what I want to say is interact with us on social media. It's easy to find our links. They're on the channel banner. So, feel free to tweet us. Post a thingy, what do they call it? Post it on our wall on Facebook. I feel so
just
old. I don't know these terminologies.
I'm on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, hit us up on social media so we can get better at it and really discuss things, or I don't know, argue with you on Twitter.
I'm gonna start like doing more of like my own like opinions and like just kind of just talking about games in general through the Tengu Drop Twitter, because at the moment it's basically just a way to get notified of when our videos go live. But we wanted to make it more than that, just a way to communicate with you guys, and just like I do on my videos, chat shit, but on Twitter.
So we want to get more personable, so please feel free to interact with us on social media, and
man. Ask me what my favorite fast food place is. I love that shit.
Yeah, tweet us at Tengu Drop. Hey, I'm listening to the podcast right now. Anyway, enough shilling.
Enough of that.
That's how much we hate it, guys.
We don't want to talk about it on our own podcast.
But anyway, yes. Once again, thank you everyone for watching and supporting us. We really appreciate it, and we can't wait to show you guys all the new stuff we have coming down the pipeline. So be sure to stay tuned as always for more. So thank you, and thank you for listening to this Drop Pod episode. We will return next month with yet more video game topics. So be sure to stay tuned. So, thank you for joining us, and take care of yourselves, and bye.
See you later, guys.